Hello there, Okemo Valley. This is Carol Lighthall with Okemo Valley Chamber of Commerce. Today we're talking all about the exciting news at Springfield Food Co-op. Our guest today, Neomi Lauritsen, she's general manager with the food co-op. Lucy Georgeff is the finance manager. And so just in case people don't know, let's start off with what is a co-op and what makes you so darn special? Because we know you are.
Well, co-op is a member-owned, democratically run store. It's a business. We are owned by about over 2,000 members, and we exist to serve the needs of the community. So we do that largely by providing goods to purchase. We also do that by contributing back to the community, by providing equitable wage, and because we're owned by a membership, they have a say in issues that might concern them. They can vote for the board of directors. So it's a very different type of business model than a traditional corporation or a store.
Very cool, and it reminds me a little bit of how a chamber operates, because we're a membership organization, and our mission is dependent on member voices. So that's really important to know. Naomi, now how long have you been at the co-op?
I've been at this location for 11 years, 8 as general manager, possibly 9. I get a little foggy on that one.
Yes.
Lucy and I started out after I was grocery manager first, and then Lucy and I became interim managers together. So that lasted for almost a year, and then Lucy went straight to finance and starting a family, and I was the general manager.
Nice, great. So let's talk about, so I've been a member of the Springfield Food Co-op myself, and have really enjoyed the history that I've seen with my own 2 eyes, the different locations, how the store is organized, your product mix, so all very exciting. Tell us how the food co-op started, whatever date makes sense to jump in.
Sure, yeah. All across the country, I think co-ops started as food buying clubs in the 70s and 80s. Our Wethersfield buying club was started in 75, something like that. And there was 3 or 4 others in the area. I think right now there's still one in Chester. And then a group of people from those co-ops decided we needed a storefront. So there was a small store called The Pantry in the late 80s, early 90s, and then Springfield Food Co-op was born in 1992.
Oh, so not all that long, not that long of a official history, right?
Right, we'll be 28 in June, so
yes. Nice. And so it started as a food buying club. Is that like the bulk buying you do today? Yeah.
Yes. You could split cases, you could split up a 50-pound bag of oatmeal, but everyone pitched in and helped out. And I think you had to work maybe two breakdowns a year or something like that back then. But it was about $1,500, $2,000 worth of food that people split up and work together.
Amazing, great. And and I probably haven't shared this, and this show is not about me, but interestingly, when I was in high school, I worked at the food co-op in Newport, and it used to be in the basement. But so another interesting sideline. So have we covered your mission, would you say, with what we've talked about to this point, or are there specifics you want to highlight?
I think we'll cover most of them today, but mostly, improving the cooperative economy, treating our employees well. The co-op is, the members elect the board, and the board hires the general manager, and the general manager and the staff respond to those members, trying to meet their needs. Mission statement. Hopefully we're helping other small businesses in the area and our small farmers, having a place for them to sell their produce and their products.
It's huge. It's just, so we have chickens at my farm, and we don't now, but for a long time we sold eggs through the co-op, and the policy then for a member to sell to the store was that you establish your price. And I don't know if that's changed at all, but it was just an interesting concept to me at that time. How many employees are at the Springfield Food Co-op?
Right now we have 27, and well, I don't know the part-time, full-time breakdown today, but
Yeah, we have about, I would say about 15 full-time folks now. We have a management team of 7.
Yes.
That includes Neomi.
Excellent. Nice. And your number of members, you talked about 2,000, because it seems like at one point I remembered 1,200 members. When would that have been?
probably about 8 years ago or so.
Yeah, that's a huge number.
It's a big chunk.
And so for your members, are they all active? Are they mostly active? How do you view that kind of thing?
That's a good question.
Good question. Our super engaged member owners shop in the store, of course, but our annual meeting numbers have gone up. You know, it used to be 20 every year, and then it jumped to 50, and I think the last 2 years have been in the 80s and the hundreds. So we have more engaged membership.
Yes, exciting. And so we're going to talk about local impacts. We've done some of that already. You announced a dividend recently, and we want to talk about the expansion. So we just chatted about membership. How does someone become a member today?
Becoming a member is easy. There's a one-time investment of $85 and a form to fill out. And you can pay your membership investment in installments if you'd like. And then as a member, you have access to special sales, member appreciation days. We really like to see members in the store because that's one of the international cooperative principles is member economic participation. And we also have a special membership type called Food for All, which is available to folks who utilize the 3 Squares Vermont or SNAP benefits or SSI or WIC, and they just have to show show their eligibility, and then they receive 10% off all their purchases.
Nice, nice. Very good. One thing that's not on this list, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but are there any trends at the co-op that would make sense to talk about? Things that are selling well, directions you're going in, anything like that?
Local is still number one.
King, huh?
Yes, yep. If it's organic, it's wonderful, but we have found that in our customer surveys that local is king and queen. That's what people want to buy.
So getting as close to possible to whoever grew it, made it, whatever. Yeah.
And then there's an education piece to that, because why is local, which is down the road, more expensive than Mexico? So we get another opportunity to talk to people about.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I think that's an important message about quality local food available, and always competing with lower cost, probably commercial food. That nutrition, it's not an even playing field. Do you want to comment on that?
Well, besides it being part of our mission statement, we just feel very strongly that food hasn't traveled thousands of miles, and the money involved in that product, of course, is staying in our community. Hopefully it's fresher because it came from down the road. What am I missing?
Well, part of the impact on the local economy is that the farmers the goal is that the farmers would get a fair price for their product, so be able to support their families, which are participating in the community at large. So,
and there's a lot of pride too in that kind of kind of food exchange system, if you will. Because I remember when I worked in a food co-op in high school, and my mom would bring in her blackberries for $1 a quart, I think. But she was just so proud to share her blackberries.
Yeah.
And I think that concept is alive and well. People like getting the money, but I think there's a lot of pride in sharing their food as well.
And
Very
people
cool.
come in and they can see names that they recognize and purchase their products.
Yes, exactly. And so talking again about local impact, can you, first of all, I give the Springfield Food Co-op total credit for the Change for Change program. And I figure that's the name or the program you created, but I also thought that you started that trend of the rounding up, which is so cool. And so when I'm at the register and I'm asked if I want to round up to benefit whoever the not-for-profit is, it really resonates with me because I know the program, and so I feel good about that. But how did that come to be?
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, Change for Change was the brainchild of our wellness manager, Julie Jones, and it is something that is being done by other co-ops and other stores too, but she came up with this idea as a way to give back to the community, and it's easy to do through our point of sale system. And so then a committee called Community Roots Outreach Projects Committee was born out of that initiative. And so we keep a calendar of organizations for each month. We have organizations contact us to participate in the program, and we have a full calendar through 2020, I think.
2020 is full, I think.
Yeah,
now.
there's a lot of need and there's a lot of opportunity, and the response has been wonderful from customers. People are willing to donate. Often it's just the change up to $1, but sometimes people will donate more, $5, $10, and the impact is real. It adds up.
It does add up, and it feels like a good thing, you know, to be a member customer making that decision when I make a purchase. I did find out recently that there's another program similar to that that's with a big kind of chain, but I didn't know I was enrolled in it, so they were rounding up. So that didn't have the same, I didn't feel the same way about that. And so back to the community, I have a number of 29.4%. Can somebody talk about that?
That's the percentage of our purchases that went to local vendors for the year.
Okay.
So we take a look at all the vendors that we purchase from throughout the year, and it's just under 30% stayed
Well, so about
locally.
1/3 of your vendor revenue is local.
Yep.
Is really local, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The National Co-op has the average or a benchmark that they like co-ops to hit of about 24%. So
Excellent.
we're
Well,
ahead of the game. Yeah,
congratulations on that.
it's been great.
Excellent. Are there other benchmarks like that you aim for? I'm sure there are.
Sure. Let's see. Everything from net income to
Sales growth.
sales growth rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of comparisons to look at nationally in terms of how others. And at one point, I remember Neomi going to a conference, and I'm sure you learn about all best practices and
Absolutely.
that kind of thing.
Yep.
Fabulous. The member food discount, that's just what member, the 10% off? Is that right?
For the Food for All membership.
Yep.
Yes. Fabulous. So for last year, is that this number, 3,587?
So
Or
our,
maybe it
our
doesn't.
fiscal year runs from April to March.
Oh,
so this is
okay.
fiscal year 19, and we're actually in fiscal year 20 right now. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So that was the amount of dollars, the number of dollars saved.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense. And then you also give donations to local organization, or is that Change for Change? Is this separate?
Like a lot of businesses in Springfield, and I'm sure Ludlow as well, you get asked to donate
Yes.
orange juice to the PTA or
Yeah. And so you participate in,
sure, as much
all
as we
that.
can.
As much as you can. So you recently announced a dividend, and I got information on that. Can you talk about that, please? First of all, congratulations, because that sounds like quite an accomplishment.
Sure.
Do you regularly declare a dividend, or is this new?
Well, the history around that was that for years the co-op gave away 2% at the register on your purchases. So we were giving away money before we even knew if we were going to be in the black that year.
Yes.
So we put it out to the membership that we'd like to change the way we do that by patronage dividend. So based on your purchases for the year, you would get a dividend.
Yes.
And the membership voted for it. It made sense to them. There was tax implications to the co-op's benefit. And we don't give away money before we know if we're going to survive for the year.
Boy, is that a smart decision. So still doing it, but framing it in a way that's sustainable and healthy for the co-op. Yeah. So the store expansion. Now you've had quite a lot, I think, in the news that I've seen. Can you talk about, it says 5 key points. Can you, or in however you want to talk about it, I think it's really exciting to hear about, and great news for Springfield, but also for the area.
Sure. I'll take the first one, which is expanding our prepared meals and our sit-down cafe. I think it was 5 years ago we did a customer survey, and number one thing on the list was to have a place to sit down for a cup of coffee or lunch.
Sandwich, something like
yeah.
that. And you have amazing food now, so having a sitting spot would really be good.
Yep. So hopefully in the new store there'll be 12 or 15 seats inside, and then we would have a little outdoor seating area as well for the good weather.
Excellent, great, great. Is there a timeline on your expansion?
Somewhere, hopefully opening somewhere between April and July of next year, 2020.
That's soon.
It's very soon.
Yeah. And so I have to throw my glasses back on. So we talked about the sit-down cafe, efficient store for customers, employees.
Yeah.
And so what will that look like?
Well, let's see, in the almost 10 years that I've been at the co-op, it's grown by leaps and bounds, and it started out in a very small space with a tiny little office that then became a kitchen area, and then a larger kitchen area, and then we have added some room in the back, and then we added an outdoor walk-in. So it's been pieced together as we've grown, which has resulted in a lot of inefficiencies. There's departments that their work is kind of split up across the store. I think it can be difficult for customers to find items sometimes because we have to stock the store just where we can. So the new store should have a layout that's really designed to maximize efficiency and be easy for customers to find things, and efficient for workers.
Nice.
And safe in that way too.
Excellent. And so changes on your product mix or anything like that? Do you see that happening, or just more of what you have?
I would say that the departments that will see some growth and some expansion would, of course, be prepared meals.
Yes.
We're hoping to have a hot bar and a cold bar. Our wellness department is huge. It's almost 20% of our sales. And bulk is very big as well. So bulk, produce, meals, and wellness. Grocery will have a little bit of growth, but those are the other departments that are growing already.
Excellent. And more employees, more positions?
We have more than a few people wearing a few different hats right now. So we could use an IT person, and our front-end manager also does our marketing. So as we get bigger, we'll have to figure out what positions we'll be adding. And
the co-op is such an interesting place to me because I think you are very efficient. as is, and to hear about all the employees kind of behind the scenes, and you see them on the floor as well. But it feels like a well-run organization. So that's very exciting. So keep growing the local economy, keep dollars in the community. What else should we cover today? Have we covered everything, would you say?
I think the thing I really want to make sure people know about is that everyone is welcome to shop at the co-op. You don't have to be a member, and you don't have to work at the co-op. So come check us out, and
membership is easy. And then you get your groceries, you go to the checkout, the cashier asks what your name is, whether you're a member, kind of thing, and you get a 10% discount. It's 10%, right?
that's where the patronage dividend comes in.
Oh, okay.
So the dividend would be based on your purchases that year.
Yes.
But the Food for All membership does have a discount attached
Yes.
to it. Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. And so how can, like you said, you don't have to be a member to shop at the co-op. Anyone can go to the co-op and shop and be comfortable with that. How else can the viewers participate in the Springfield Food Co-op, and especially in the expansion?
There are, well, for members, there's an investment opportunity.
Yes.
For anyone can donate to the project through Springfield on the Move.
Yes.
And then just talking about the co-op with friends and neighbors, coming in to check us out.
Just thinking back to your history as the food buying club too. So people that may not live in Springfield, outside of Springfield, can always kind of go to the store anytime, but they could participate in bulk buying, any of those kinds of things. So what else can folks do for the food co-op? Anything else?
So shopping at the co-op is
Yes.
number one. If you know someone who shops at the co-op who's not a member, you can get a gift membership, for a present.
Yes.
We do have some restaurants that order from us when they need, 50 pounds of polenta.
Yes.
We've got it for you. So.
And you have tons of spices.
Lots of fresh spices.
If you need something that you're not going to necessarily find at a regular grocery store, the co-op might just have it. So that's true. So true.
Sure. Bring your spice jars in and we'll weigh them and you can fill them up and not have to buy new jars.
Yes, yes. Anything else? Have we covered everything, would you say?
I think I'm good. Come see us at the co-op.
Yay! And so included in the graphics, I think there's an image of the new plan, right? Yeah. So stay tuned for that. So if you have questions, you can always call me, Carol Lighthall, at Okemo Valley Chamber of Commerce, 228-5830. And certainly call these ladies. Is that okay to say?
Absolutely.
Sure. So Naomi, and how do people reach you, Naomi?
Our local Springfield number is 885-3363, and my email's a little complicated. It's my first name, Neomi, Neomi, at Springfield Food, and that's .coop.
So so get in touch with your questions. Sign up to be a member, participate in the expansion going on. It's exciting. In the world of food, food co-ops are at the top of the pile. So thanks for joining in. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.